Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Wellbeing Live Lunch recording. And today I'd like to welcome Marie Brobin of Marie Brobin Wellness. Hi, Marie.
Hello, thank you for asking me to join you today, Jane.
You're welcome. Would you like to tell everybody a little about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So I'm Marie Brobin, and I am from Marie Brobin Wellness. So I am a holistic health coach and also an acupuncturist. So my background is in traditional Chinese medicine. And for the last 12 years, I've helped people, hundreds of people actually, to find natural solutions to their health problems, help them to increase their vitality, to clear their stress, and to be more productive and find better night's sleep, all those sorts of things that are going to give you a nice healthy balance. So I'm based in Cheltenham, so still have an acupuncture clinic here, but like I said, I am online helping people from all over the place to improve their health and well-being through holistic health coaching.
Oh,
So a little, I don't know whether I need to expand on what that means, but that's a little bit in a nutshell, Jane.
oh well, that all sounds great. It sounds like you do quite a lot of different things that are all really helping people's well-being.
Yeah, I suppose that comes from sort of working in a holistic way. But I guess my passion is really helping people to find or create moments of calm in their lives, because I'm particularly working quite a lot with business owners and entrepreneurs, but also people in really busy professions who struggle to find time to create moments of calm. When they're feeling a bit of overwhelm, that can lead to anxiety, can lead to feelings of stress. So that is what I really like to focus on, because that's where I'm getting some amazing results, but also where people I feel really need some help to get feeling of control back of their health and well-being. Because sometimes when overwhelm comes in, it's very easy to feel like you've lost control of things. Like, for example, the business feels like it's running you rather than you running the business, and you have creating time for yourself and your own wants, needs, and desires.
Yeah, that's very key, isn't it? I mean, we all could do with calm, and without that, we're unable to be productive in all aspects of our
Absolutely.
life, aren't we? And like you say,
Absolutely.
once we get to the point of overwhelm, it's even more difficult to get to the calm. So if we can learn how to do that proactively, then we've
Yeah,
got the tools for when we do need them, haven't we?
absolutely. And I think that word proactive is really important, Jane. And that's what I help people with. I help people understand why they do certain things, so why they have certain behaviors, and help hold them accountable to making some changes. Because I think a lot of people have intentions of wanting to do things differently, but maybe struggle to know where to start, or to hold themselves accountable to making those changes. So that's where I can come in and help them with that, as well as coaching them and to find the right solution.
Yeah, and I think we all do that with New Year's resolutions. We all say we're
Yeah.
going to do this, be healthy, do more exercise, eat more healthily, and then it lasts maybe to the end of January.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
easy
I
to
mean,
struggle keeping it going, isn't it?
it's so true. And I've been there as well. I think it's just one of those things, isn't it? I think sometimes if you don't understand the root cause of your behavior, or the root cause of your pattern of behavior, it can be really hard to sort of solve that bit. So you might just be masking over the cracks, if you like, and saying, well, I'll do this for a bit, and hoping that things are going to change. But one of the things we definitely look at in Chinese medicine is uncovering the root cause. So helping people understand their patterns of behavior and why they're doing a certain thing is what I help people to do. Because with that awareness, you can then start to really think about how you can change things.
Yeah,
But I help people understand that they have got that within them. You know, they have. It's up to us to take responsibility for our own health and well-being, because with the best will in the world, I know illnesses occur, disease can occur, and we have a wonderful NHS service, absolutely phenomenal. However, we all know that they're struggling. You know, they haven't got the resources to deal with some of the stuff that maybe the less serious stuff that we can actually help ourselves with.
mhm.
So what I love to do is help people understand how they can help themselves, and therefore take that responsibility and ownership for their own health and well-being, where, you know, the best way that they can.
Yeah. And I think that that's really important. If everybody can realize how they can help themselves, it can save them a lot of problems in the future going forward, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We all know prevention's better than cure, don't we? I
Yeah,
mean that old adage, but it's true. It
yeah,
is true. And I think somehow we've lost that connection to our own sort of power of healing.
mm,
And I think we've become reliant on
mm.
other people providing the solution.
Yeah, and I think what you said was important about understanding the root causes of
Mm,
why we can't maintain some good habits that we start. Because
yeah.
even if we have like an accountability partner for business or for our health or for lots of different things, then if we don't understand that, that can easily stop, can't it?
It can. It can. It's almost like we have default settings, don't we? We all sort of operate on almost like autopilot sort of
Yeah.
setting. So we're used to doing certain things, and even though we know it's not terribly serving us well, like we
Mm,
might want to make some changes for our health, for example, like
yeah.
reduce our stress levels or create more time
Mm,
for our own self-care, but we don't know how to do it, or we might start and then, like you say, we don't stick to it. And
yeah.
I think that's because the default setting is stronger than the intention to change, because we haven't got to understand why the default setting is there in the first place. So
Yeah.
it's really like peeling back the layers of an onion and trying to get to, well, why is that there, why is that pattern of behavior there,
Mm,
and what can you do about it? Because I think some people feel like that they haven't got control over their own health, they haven't
mm,
got control over their own work day, they haven't got control over that, circumstances are happening to them. And I think this is where I just want to sort of challenge that really and
mm,
say, you control your thoughts, you control your feelings, you
mm,
control your actions, but it's understanding why you have that default setting. What is it that's making you revert back to certain behaviors that give you the same
mm.
results?
Yeah, yeah, and that we have got control, as you say, and entrepreneurs that you work with, they have, because we're entrepreneurs, we have got control to say what we're doing
Yeah,
each day and how long is our day, haven't we? It
we
just needs to
do.
be aware of that, and because if we're not,
True.
then that can lead to the stress and the health issues, can't it?
It absolutely, and it's so easy to feel overwhelmed when you're an entrepreneur and a business owner, because especially if you're working on your own or you're in business by yourself as a solopreneur, and you feel that weight of responsibility to do everything, to be everything, and that can be a real challenge. And especially what I'm finding working with women, especially, have
Mm,
that sort of juggle between doing that and being a mum or being a partner, being a sister, being a daughter, being a businesswoman, and
yeah,
and all that can really weigh down on people sometimes, and they can find it difficult, even though they know the importance of their health. They
yeah,
find it difficult to create space for their own wants and needs, and that impacts on their business as well, because
it
actually when
does.
you're healthy, the health of the business is reflected in your own health.
Yeah,
So it is, sometimes people know that they need to do something, but they don't always know how to do it,
yeah, and
how
as
they're going to get
women, yeah,
where to
and as
be.
women, we do find it hard to say no, and we do it all, don't we? We try and do it all, don't we?
Absolutely.
But we can't. We can't do it.
Absolutely. I think you're so right, Jane. We tend to be sort of people pleasers and want to look after and nurture everybody else, but sometimes we neglect our own
Mm,
needs. And I think it's just really sort of reconnecting, helping people to reconnect with, what do you really want? What do you want out of this? You're not just there to earn the money and do all the other bits and pieces. What is it about you? What's
mm,
gonna drive you forward to make
mm,
changes for your health and for your family, your
mm.
relationships, and your business.
Yes, so it's all about our mindset, really, having the right mindset, isn't it?
Massively, massively. Yeah, I think 80% of what we do is all around the mindset that we have. Yeah.
Mm. And how do you help people sort of change their mindset to do the right things for themselves and their health?
Yeah, so it's really getting to know the person and what the obstacles are. So finding out really where they want to be and where they are now. And really getting to know because I work in a bespoke way. I work with people as individuals. So it's not like everybody gets this sort of coaching session, really get to know the person and what their ideal is, and you know, getting a real clear vision from them about where they want to be. And I think you need to have that, because having real clarity can really drive then what's behind your actions to make the changes. And
Exactly.
also it helps to understand the mindset where somebody wants to be and where they are at that point, and helping them to make those changes to their mindset. So there's various different ways I help people do that. It could be practical exercises. It could be a number of things. It could be, for some people, they like to experience being present. So helping people to understand how being present can help with their mindset. And that is appreciating the moment, is what I mean by being present.
Yeah.
So it's a number of ways depending on the person, because everybody's unique, everybody's different. Yet
Yeah.
we all really want the same thing, really, when it comes down to it. We all want to feel loved and to give love, and we want to have appreciation, and we want to have purpose. You know, we want to all of those things matter to people. Every single human being, I believe, those things really matter.
That's a similar approach to what I take in my coaching. It's at the start,
Fantastic.
I'm asking them where they want to be and how they would like things to be. Because you're aiming, you're going on a journey then to where people want to be, aren't you? Rather than trying to fix where they are now and staying in that place.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people I find that are where they are now, is based on their previous experiences and their previous beliefs. And they might feel a bit stuck. So they might feel, well, this is it. This is how it's going to be. This is who I am. And actually, it's challenging that. So I do challenge people and get them to try and think differently about the fact that what they're feeling right now is based on what's gone before, not what's to come. So the future can be defined in this present moment, because they create the future based on what they choose to think, feel, and how they choose to act. So it's about helping people to feel empowered, really, that they have got that control, they have got that ability to do that for themselves. And I think sometimes people who are feeling a bit stuck or have felt a bit lost, a bit overwhelmed, can't really see the wood for the trees. I know that's an old analogy, but it's true, isn't it? Sometimes you just need to stop and question. You just need to pause and say, okay, what's serving me? What do I want to change? What's going to make me really happy? What is it that's going to make me happy? Not what is it that I don't want, but what is it that I do want?
Exactly. And when for both of us, I imagine, when the clients have come to us, they have made that first step. Well, they want things to be different. Don't they?
Absolutely. It can be such a courageous thing as well for people to, you know, to step outside that comfort zone and say, look, I want some help. I need some help. And I think that is a massive thing for a lot of people. Asking for help can be a really difficult thing to do. And I think you're right, Jane. It should be celebrated. People who reach out and are just asking for some guidance. And we all need people at some point in our lives. We all need somebody or a group of people, whoever it is. It may it be a coach or a partner or whoever it is, a friend. And I think it shows a sign of strength when you ask for help, actually, because it's saying, I'm not giving up. I don't want to just I'm not satisfied with this. I want things to improve. And I think that's a really big step forward.
So how can people, or how important is accountability to maintaining the good practice that people might start with on a journey?
Well, I think it's really important, because there is such a thing called self-sabotage, and you've probably heard that term, Jane. But for people who are listening, self-sabotage, it comes from a place of fear. So it's like a protective mechanism in our brain that's saying, that's unfamiliar. Why are you wanting to change that? You know, you're comfortable where you are. And it is the brain's sort of primal instinct to say, don't change anything because you're safe. So that can creep in when we start to make changes. It can start to creep in, go back to that default setting, because that is a really powerful thing, your default setting. So unless you're working with somebody, or you're intentionally and consciously trying to change your default setting, then you will it's quite easy to slip back to those old habits or those old patterns. So accountability, or having an accountability buddy or a coach or somebody like yourself and myself who are helping people to stay on track, is really important. It's like reminding that person, this is your goal. Remember what you set out to achieve. Remember what's going to help you get there, in a supportive, encouraging way, as well as, what happened there? Tell me about it. What could you do differently? So it's helping that person to grow and develop as they find the solution for themselves. So it's keeping them on track. It's also helping them to solve problems and overcome those problems that they anticipate on that journey to where they want to get to. And it's great to have somebody else holding you accountable as well. But the accountability does have to come from you, essentially, and understanding the importance of taking responsibility for your health.
Yeah, well, that's a great place to end our chat, I think, to hopefully getting people to think about their health and well-being, and maybe look at reaching out to yourself or myself if it's coaching in the business world, and to think about accountability partners, see if they can
Absolutely.
match up with someone.
Absolutely. I do have, if I have got time to share, Jane, I've
Yes,
got
definitely. Yeah,
three
top
tips I
tips.
just want to share.
Yeah.
Excellent. The first one is about being intentional and planning in time for your health. So even if, like, you plan your work diary, like you plan getting up, getting washed, getting to work on time, starting your business, whatever diary management tasks you put in there, and without fail that you do, make a little bit of time every day, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes. Make time for your health, whether that's a meditation, whether it's a walk in nature, whether it's some stretching exercises. Make that time for you, because if it's not in the diary, it won't happen. So be intentional, set the intention, and take responsibility for that every single day, and you'll notice the difference to your stress levels and your energy levels as well.
Yeah.
Very quick tip that was. The second one is limit your consumption. So we're consuming all the time, aren't we? 24/7. We've got messages, we've got media, we've got news, we've got all sorts of external stuff coming in to us all the time that we're trying to process and reason with and figure out. Actually, 90 odd percent of that doesn't belong to us. It's external.
Yeah.
So, and that's what can create stress. So when I talk about consumption, I mean consumption of information, media, news, negative messages, that sort of thing. Consumption can also mean food, alcohol, other toxic things that, don't help us. But if you can limit the amount of news that you watch, and limit, don't take your phone to bed. That's my other top tip. Leave the phone out of the bedroom.
Yeah.
Then you are going to be more likely to connect it to what you truly want and what you truly feel, rather than taking on other people's stresses externally. And my final tip is be present as much as you can. So what I mean by that is enjoy the present moment. Try not to worry about what's gone before. Try not to worry about what's in the future, because past is gone, the future doesn't exist. All we have is the present moment. And there's some wonderful exercises that you can practice. If you're interested in finding out more about being present, I'm happy to talk to people. But find moments of gratitude, find moments of peace that you can really concentrate on, even if it's focusing on a butterfly or a flower outside. Just be in that moment and really truly appreciate it, and it will help calm your nervous system, help level your energies, and just give you that sense of calm and peace that everybody really wants more of. So they're my 3 top tips. Thank you, Jane.
Oh, they're great 3 top tips. Thank you, Marie. And
thank you, Jane.
And I'll put some contact details for yourself in the comments, if that's okay with you.
That's brilliant. If anybody would just like to have a chat with me, I mean, I'm here to add value if I can to anybody who wants to improve things in their life. And if I can help, I will. It's been a pleasure.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Jane. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Bye.
Bye.